Hello, welcome to the show. As you may be aware, I really like a good buy, a good value, a good sale, anything that makes you feel like you got your money's worth. Now, while I own many Dart Zone products and like many Dart Zone products, I've never bought a Dart Zone Pro line blaster. And what I mean by that is I have a Dart Zone Pro Mark III, the flywheel blaster, but I actually won that in a giveaway, so thank you to Dart Zone for doing all those giveaways with YouTubers that they did. But for the most part, while I think the DZP line is nice, I don't necessarily think it's worth $100 or more in many of the cases. The $60 that they're charging for the Mark III on Amazon right now, I think it's $60. That's not bad. However, recently one of the knockoffs of the Dart Zone Pro, I guess it's the Mark II, the pistol, has popped up on Amazon for an extremely generous price. So the normal listed price for this is like $30. And then there's actually a coupon for something like 60% off. Don't make me do math. But anyway, this thing costs $12. And that was the price point where I was willing to say, yeah, I will get that thing. Now, unfortunately, this means that I don't have a Dart Zone Pro Mark II to which to compare this. So I'm just going to give you my thoughts on it by itself and maybe compared to other Dart Zone offerings, just not the thing that it's a knockoff of. All right, so here is our unboxing. I don't know how well this will work. There is a thing of instructions. That's not bad. You actually get, it looks like 60 darts, and I don't know if they're any good, but they mimic Dart Zone brand or Dart Zone made darts. So already, I like that. Now, I will say, of course, the foam is black or dark gray, and these are going to be hard to find, but you know what? If they work well for, say, one shot, at least I won't be too upset. I'm not quite sure what to call this blaster because I forget what the Amazon listing said, and the directions simply say Topsolid at the top. But I don't know if this is the Topsolid blaster. The box also says Topsolid, of course. And then it says Toy G word for Nerf G word DA.S gifts for kids. So it doesn't really have what I would call a proper name that I know of. If I find one, I will put it on the screen somewhere. You know how that goes. This is the blaster pistol, and right off the bat, oh, there we go. Okay, right off the bat, I was going to say I'm kind of upset because it doesn't have any kind of an orange muzzle, but that's on the extension thing. Now this, I think with the Mark II, this extension was essentially to make it look less like a firearm. Now, does that look less like a firearm? Not especially, no. It has has a little bit of an orange ring on there, but this looks kind of aggressive. So, I will not be using this in a public park, at least not in this form. Now me, sometimes I paint my blasters, sometimes I don't. I'm thinking I could probably do a paint job of this. That might be nice. I don't particularly like things that harken to actual weapons, and I don't really like things that look realistic like a weapon, even if it's not a copy of a weapon, but you get me. But anyway, so here's what we got. We got the front cover. There is no barrel in this, so I think there is the chance that if a dart wasn't flying straight, it could actually hit the inside of this and not fire. We have the blaster itself. Now, obviously there's no end strike barrel lug, LOL. All it says on the blaster is sharpshooter and take aim, and then on the grip here it says K-2 or K-II, but you know, Roman numeral 2. So we'll call this the K2. Oh, I get it, Mark II, yeah, Pro Mark II, haha. But it's just the K2. All right, let's crack open some of their darts. Now, additionally, you get the blaster, you get this front muzzle piece, and you get two of these, what I presume are speed loaders. Now again, I do not own a Mark II, so I don't know how effective their speed loaders seem to be, but the impression I've gotten from other people in the community is the speed loaders are sufficient, adequate, whatever you want to call them. This is spring loaded, so that's nice. If I recall correctly, I want to say that the DZP Mark II maybe comes with a holster for your belt holder, and maybe comes with a belt holder for these things. So those are things this does not come with. However, I also want to say that I think Dart Zone offers downloads of files to 3D print your own, so I may look into that. Additionally, I am left-handed, and so I would want it presumably on my left side. I don't think we're going to get any kind of a real seal there. We have what appears to be a safety here, so yeah, okay, so if you push this button all the way to the right side of the blaster, you can't pull the trigger. And then pushing it to the left, you can pull the trigger. So that's the safety. Now, fortunately, unlike, what is it? I think it's the Eon Pro that gives me problems. I'm not going to hit this accidentally. At least one of the Dart Zone blasters, the safety is like right here, and I just bump into it just using the thing. So let us see how many darts can comfortably fit into this thing. The foam is actually nice and solid. It's kind of impressive. Now, tediously loading darts into there, I can see why you'd want a speed loader. I've never actually operated a Mark II that I know of. So yeah, speed loader, I can see the logic in that. Putting darts in there is slow at best. That is not bad. Now, apart from the realistic colors, which I don't care for, the whole blaster is plastic. It actually feels relatively sturdy, pretty well made as far as knockoffs go. The grip here, this tan piece, is a rubberized grip. So you get some friction here between your hand and the grip, but in a good way. That is not an uncomfortable grip. I actually really like that. Alright, so I'm sure you want to know what the chronograph results are. I don't know how well you will be able to see that, of course, but in case you cannot, I got one shot that was 62, the average was 84, 85 call it, and I had a shot that was up to 102. So, not bad. I think that's well below the actual Mark II's performance, but that's not bad. For a $12 blaster that is short dart native, and that comes with the accessories that it does, that's not bad. Now it looks like this speed loader has one direction that has to face forward. It has an arrow printed on it, and there's a tab here that will go into a slot here to make sure it loads correctly. I don't know if the real Mark II has that kind of lineup, but let's see. That actually fits on nicely. I'm going to say the speed loader is a success. The firing is crisp and honestly feels pretty good. I don't know if I'd want to use it all day, but just plinking here in my house, this is not bad. I'm not going to say it's necessarily worth $30, but you know what? For $12, I don't think you can go wrong. If you can find this for the same deal, totally get it. Just make sure to check for the thing that says apply coupon 60% or whatever, which I may not even see anymore since I've already bought one. Is it everything that the Dart Zone Pro Mark II is or claims to be? No, I don't really think it is. But is it good for 12 bucks? Absolutely. This one gets my unconditional seal of approval with the major caveat that these colors are, in my opinion, not public safe, at least here in the US. If I intend to use this anywhere other than on someone's private property, I will be giving it a very, very bright coat of paint. I must admit I'm a little disappointed. As I was cleaning up after filming this initially, I realized that the darts are not what they seem. I took a look at them, and you can probably see that little slot there. They looked just like real Dart Zone, or I think technically Adventure Force ones. You know, the ones you get at Walmart, but they're made by Dart Zone. But what I found is actually the tip. The tip is squishable, but it's pretty hard. So I don't know if I can really recommend the darts. The foam is of a nice consistency. I like the foam. The tips might be okay, but they do not squish nearly as much as a Dart Zone tip does. So I don't know that I would condone using these darts that it comes with against living targets. I will probably do a pain test before I try it. I'm kind of on the fence. They're not as bad as some of those with the solid tips, but they don't squish as much as I would like them to. Just wanted that to be said. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this quick unboxing and first look, first impression of the Topsolid Sharpshooter K2. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoy this, and I will see you next time.